Denali looked up to see a massive cloud of volcanic dust billowing toward them. Eska pointed to their family's boat that waited by the water. "We have to get out of here before the cloud reaches us. Help me get your father into the boat." Denali wasn't sure that even with his mother's help he'd be able to carry Kumar to the boat. His father was a big man. "Let Dharanidhar do it," Kanvar said. "We don't have much time." Dharanidhar lifted Kumar into the boat. Miki jumped in, and Eska eased in beside him. Denali hesitated on the shore. "Where will we go? What will we do? Father needs help." "Get in the boat," Kanvar said. "It will be easier for Dharanidhar to carry you all if you are in the boat together." "Carry?" Eska said in alarm as she stared up at the giant blue dragon. "It's all right," Kanvar reassured her. "Dharanidhar can fly faster than you can paddle yourselves. He can outrun the cloud. Denali, get in the boat now." Denali moved into the boat and Frost flapped down beside him. Dharanidhar lifted Kanvar onto the saddle on his neck, grabbed the boat up in his claw, and took flight. Ash settled on the ground where they'd been a moment before. The volcanic cloud chased them westward. Denali gripped the sides of the boat with both hands and watched the cloud follow them, a roiling black and gray mass that filled the sky. "I would not have let them hurt either of you," Kanvar's voice whispered into Denali's mind. Denali could barely make out the words, but knew Kanvar had spoken them. "The problem," Kanvar said, "was trying to figure out a way to save you without hurting anyone else. But if it had come to a fight, we would have stood with you. I promise." Denali looked up to where Kanvar rode on Dharanidhar's neck. The wind whipped the edges of the silver long coat out behind him. Denali recognized it as the one his mother had been making for his 12th birthday. "Thank you," Denali said back into Kanvar's mind. It felt strange talking without moving his mouth, but he knew Kanvar heard him. "What are we going to do about Kumar? He's dying. Is there no way to save him?" "Dharanidhar and I have been talking," Kanvar answered. "We know the Naga who gave Tuni the elixir that saved his daughter. His name is Parmvar, and if anyone can heal Kumar, he'd be the one." A feeling of uncertainty and fear swept from Kanvar into Denali. Denali didn't understand how a Naga from that long ago could still be alive, and if he was, why Kanvar would be afraid of him. "What's wrong?" Denali asked. "Is he dangerous?" Dharanidhar let out a rumble of laughter. "No, Parmvar isn't dangerous," Kanvar said. "He is a sweet old man. But he lives with my father, and my father and Dharanidhar have been enemies for hundreds of years. It was my father who erased Kumar's memories and sent him to live in the north. I don't know what will happen if we take him there." "Is there anyone else who could help?" Denali asked as the ocean spread out below him and the wind whipped into his face. In the distance a tree-covered coastline came into view. "I don't think so," Kanvar answered. "Dharanidhar is going to fly as fast as he can and rest as little as possible. Hopefully we will get there in time to save Kumar." Kanvar strained to see through the night's darkness as Dharanidhar glided just above the jungle canopy. Insects and frogs made the air throb with their buzzing and croaking. Grateful for the warmer climate, Kanvar had shed the long coat, giving it back to Eska. The sweet scent of greenery and flowers rose from the trees. Kanvar was glad to return to the jungle. It felt so very alive compared to the frozen north. Trying to be helpful, Frost set her stone alight. "Frost," Kanvar chided. "We want it to be dark. That's why we waited until after nightfall. We don't need every great gold dragon in the entire valley after us." Frost dimmed her light. Kanvar kept their minds hidden from the great gold dragons with a strong shield as Dharanidhar neared the golden palace, landed in the entry chamber, and set the boat down. "You sure you want to stay?" Dharanidhar asked Kanvar. "I have to," Kanvar said. "To keep grandfather's mind safe for my father and make sure Kumar doesn't try to kill him." "Call me if you need help," Dharanidhar rumbled, then crawled down the cliff face and took shelter in the cavern below the palace. He didn't like moving about without Kanvar's eyes to see, but he couldn't risk being discovered by the gold dragons. Denali, Frost, and Miki got out of the boat, staring in wonder at the golden chamber. Eska stayed beside the unconscious Kumar, holding his hand. "Everyone keep quiet," Kanvar whispered. "I'm going to try to find Parmvar's mind and wake him without waking anyone else." Kanvar closed his eyes so he could focus, then he let down the shields that protected his mind and sent his thoughts out in search of Parmvar. He felt the gold dragons first and shied away from them, looking for human minds. He found his father, sleeping, and veered away before making contact. He sensed two other Nagas, whom he'd never met. They were also asleep. So was Adi, the village boy that Parmvar hoped would be a Naga. Kanvar's mind moved on, washing into Devaj's, who was awake, reading a book by lamplight. Devaj dropped the book and jumped to his feet. "Kanvar?" Kanvar threw up a shield between them and hoped Devaj had not sensed exactly where Kanvar was. Kanvar shuddered. He liked Devaj, trusted him, but Devaj was too close to their father. If he found out Kanvar was in the palace, he would wake Amar for sure. Kanvar, are you all right? Denali whispered. Kanvar took a deep breath and wiped the sweat from his forehead. His heart thumped loudly in his chest, and his head started to ache from too much use of his powers. I'm all right. Just give me a moment more. Refocusing his mind, he went back to searching for Parmvar. He found him dreaming. He walked the golden halls at Stone Fountain, holding hands with a pretty young Naga girl. Kanvar hesitated for a moment, unwilling to shatter such a perfect dream. As soon as the young couple parted, Kanvar spoke into Parmvar's mind. Parmvar, I need your help. The dream vanished and Parmvar groaned. Who? What? It's me, Kanvar. I need your help. But don't tell anyone I'm here. Where are you? Parmvar asked. In the entrance hall. Parmvar crawled out of bed and stretched his aching body. Connected to Parmvar's mind, Kanvar got a vivid feel for how old Parmvar really was. Old and feeble, but unwilling to let go of life and move on. Parmvar lifted a velvet wall between his aches and pains and Kanvar's mind. You're here. Good. I was afraid you might never come back. There is so much I need to teach you. I'm not here to learn, Kanvar protested. My grandfather's dying. He needs one of your elixirs to heal him. But you can't tell my father. He'd be furious that I brought Kumar Raza here. Parmvar recoiled. You brought the great dragon hunter here? He's dying, Parmvar, Kanvar said. Please. He's no threat in this condition. Just give him some of the elixir, and I'll take him away. Kanvar's head began to hurt even more. He'd never used his powers like this before. There is no one elixir that heals everything, Parmvar said. Medicine doesn't work like that. Specific tinctures do specific things, and most things cannot be healed in an instant. But you have to try, Kanvar insisted. He opened his eyes and looked down at his grandfather so Parmvar could see the swelling on the back of Kumar's head. Parmvar swore. Stay there. The connection to Kanvar's mind broke off. As soon as Kanvar lost the connection to Parmvar's mind, a splitting pain knifed through his head. He gasped. Is he coming? Will he help us? Denali asked. I don't know, Kanvar answered. He said to stay here. He might be waking up all the Nagas. Denali pulled out his hunting knife. Then we'll deal with them. I won't let them hurt my father. You don't understand. They can control your mind, your thoughts, your body, even your emotions, and I don't know how to use my powers enough yet to block them. That knife will be useless against them. The pain in Kanvar's head was a sharp reminder that he had never been trained how to use his powers correctly beyond the most basic idea of how to build a mind shield. The thump of running feet sounded in the hall. That can't be Parmvar, Kanvar said. He's too old to run like that. Despite what he'd told Denali, Kanvar pulled his crossbow from its harness on his back and fought to get it loaded as the footsteps neared the entrance hall. Maybe he could keep control of his own mind long enough to get off at least one shot. Kanvar lifted the crossbow just as Devaj barreled into the room.